All right, so you're saying that everyone should at least take 1 year of time off, is what you said. What do you mean? Solitude, reflection?
Yeah, basically time where you go, so because you have your obligations, you got to go to work, you got to do these things that you said that you would do. You go do those things, and then you go home and you don't talk to anybody. You don't talk to nobody. You don't listen to the radio. You don't do nothing. Like, you just kind of sit with your own thoughts and figure out where you stand with things. And then you're like, this will give you some time to really evaluate where you are and like the path that you're going. It's like, if you're worried about these things, and it's like you're going to continuously like do things to try to control these things. So, but it's like if you never take the time to figure out what these things are that are bothering you can't work through it.
And to back things up just a little bit too, because you were also alluding to, and I think this is where brings it back to the whole creation of the vision that I want, which is most people, it seems, would benefit from this time to get clear on what it is that they want.
Absolutely. Yeah, because, you're told that you can't only have this or this, like if you want something extravagant, like it only happens to certain people, or so a lot of people, it's like they kind of know what they want, but they haven't even allowed their brain to really go there because they don't believe they can have what they want. That's unrealistic to them.
That could be it. Also, some of them probably feel, I know I can relate to all these things, right? That's how I know these things pretty much. And speaking from firsthand experience, is you may not feel that it's a good, like you would be approved of, in other words, like right. Accepted for pursuing this goal, right? The judgment from, let's say, parents or peers would be too great. You would feel, so you just say, oh, well, yeah, I guess that's unreasonable or whatever. So there's, depending on the makeup of the individual, various needs probably will get triggered as well.
Sorry about that.
It's all right. And so it could take on different colors, but we would never know that until we do this investigative work and ask ourselves, like, okay, what was that dream that I had when I was a kid? Or what would, if I knew I couldn't fail, what would I attempt? Or like, if I could be anybody in the world for a year, whose life would I want to have?
Sure.
Those questions could help tease some of that stuff out.
Or even, what brings me joy? Like, what makes me happy? Simple. And it could be some dumb shit. Like, I know people that got degrees and some shit, but they would be happier just watching dogs.
Yes, I know what you mean. And I know people who have done things like that, reverse their life. Like, I actually was was hosting a retreat over the weekend, and one of the guys who was there was an anesthesiologist.
Right.
And he was taking a year off from work, maybe never going back, who knows, because he was going to take his family on a world tour for the next year, pull his kids out of school, do the homeschooling thing, and have an adventure, hit all these spots, and also work doing things that he's passionate about, I guess, which, one of them was like creative work, not his, normal wheelhouse where he shows up to every day.
Right.
And so some people would look at that and be like, oh, you're going to pursue like this art form that you like versus you have a real job, man. Like, come on. And yeah, that's a lot of pressure. But when someone really looks within themselves, these decisions to make changes become clearer and clearer. And to the original kind of what brought us down this pathway, it's like the heart, connecting with the heart is a big part of this, because there's wisdom in it. Like, the heart's not going to lie to you. The mind, we can distort all sorts of things. But when we are in touch with this space, if it's a yay or a nay. It could be like neutral, like, okay, it's fine. But you also know if it brings you joy, let's say, or if it feels like, in order to do and pursue this thing, I have to cut a piece of myself off and bury it.
Right. Which we've all have done, for whatever reasons we justify. And Yeah, I think that time in solitude is important because, I mean, and if you got, I know a lot of people that got families, they got kids and stuff, you know, they don't have the ability to just go and be left alone for a year.
Sure.
But it's still, I think, important to find a way to stay grounded in your own influence. And there's you're not going to be right or wrong, but it's going to be you. You know what I mean? And that's going to lead you down this path. You're still going to make some mistakes and stuff, but you're at least on the right path now. You're making the right mistakes. There's never a quote-unquote wrong mistakes, but wouldn't you rather make mistakes that are bringing you closer to the things that you actually want? And knowing and having that trust that you and the universe are working at this together, like the universe is making you make mistakes, making you fall this way. You know what I mean?
Right. So like another thing is you don't have to just completely isolate yourself for a year and become a monk, but like maybe consider taking a good bit of time, and when you have time, like thinking about contemplating some of these things and returning to them. Like make this you know what, this year I'm gonna take time to reflect at least each month. This is not a great ask, right? But like each month I'm gonna sit on a Saturday or a Sunday afternoon for a couple hours and like maybe journal. Some people journal every day.
Yeah.
So this is not a big ask, but just to start the process of like, what is really important to me, and what, you know, aside from like the things, like the things that we think we want generally are just like icons on a screen, right? What we really want is what we think is inside of it. So like you said, what really brings me joy? It's the joy that we're after. So it's not like the car or the house, but it's like, oh, I'd like to live in an area that's surrounded by nature and that has like plenty of space, because that makes me feel good, you know, or whatever it is.
And the other thing is like to allow yourself to step away from those things that you're supposed to want to be. It's like, you know, a lot of parents, they're like, you know, like I find joy in being a parent, and it's like they're kind of lying. Like just saying that because they feel like they must find joy in to be a parent. It's like, we know you, I want to be a parent, but you know, you can be honest with yourself and say, you know, I'd rather be spending time doing this.
Yeah, there are some people I've seen who light up like you would not believe at all the things of parenting.
Sure.
And I've seen a lot of women that have this quality, and I've seen a few men. And I'm not to say anything, like, of course, you know, many men that I've talked to have had like spiritual experiences, legit, like when their child was born, their first child or what have you. And then, you know, then it's just like, you know, it's just like very important to them. But some people are like, yeah, this was what I was built for. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I have had the experience, but from the opposite spectrum, where you're asking people, well, what do you find joy in? And then they go, well, you know, being a parent.
Yeah. The staple response.
And it's like, okay, I understand you can find joy in being a parent.
And they're literally like pulling their hair out because God, what?
It's like, I understand that, but just, you know, what else?
Right. Yeah.
Because I didn't feel joy when you said that. You know what I mean? Like, you can tell when like you said, when people perk up, light up about when they are like, this is something that is interesting to them. This brings them life. You know what I mean? And that doesn't make you a bad person if you have kids and being a parent doesn't bring you life. That doesn't make you a bad person. I don't care what anybody tells you. You know, you'll find a way to do all the shit that you got to do, because that's just probably what you'll do. But that doesn't mean that you're not giving yourself enough time to express yourself in a way that you really want to express yourself. You can't, you know, how can, I feel like as individuals, we need some type of expression to be happy, to feel fulfilled. And, you know, if you're coming at this from an angle of a parent, if you wanted to be a better parent, being true to yourself will give you more capacity to give to your kids.
there's a lot of truth in that, because what occurred to me was that the people who, just even when you described it in your voice, I was like, ooh, I haven't felt that feeling coming off of someone in some time, but I certainly remember it, which is like you're asking them questions conversationally, let's say, that maybe it's not someone that you know very well, and you're just thinking like, oh, what do you like to do, and this and that, and you can tell from the energy they're giving off that how like devoid of joy their life has become.
Right.
That's kind of sad, because, and they don't want to talk about it, but like it's pretty obvious.
Yeah, because it's like if they talk to anyone else about them, you know what they're gonna say? Well, you need to suck it up. You got to focus on your responsibilities. You got to be a man.
Yeah, or like,
how
yeah,
you
life
feel doesn't matter.
Yeah, life isn't all fun and games and rainbows and butterflies.
You know?
Yeah, I remember sharing an attitude like that at some point in my life.
Same, especially towards myself.
Yeah.
Way more towards myself than others. Like I would at times find joy especially like being an adult that loves video games. How much I would beat myself up. Like there's so many other things that I should be doing, which none of them will give me as much joy, not even a fraction of the joy of the video games. But it's like just obligationally, not even obligationally, just like matter of factually, I should be doing this instead.
Yeah.
And like, what's wrong with me? I need to grow the fuck up. It'll be 15 years down the road, and I'll say, damn, I should have spent less time playing video games and more time running through this shit. I would have had something to show for. So, like all the kind of shit that I used to tell myself. And it's so convincing. Like, cause you feel that pressure, especially, man, I don't know what it's like to be a woman, but as a man, I feel like it's so much pressure to just, like, you have to figure it all out. Like, it's everything is on you. Like, and maybe that's not even true, but it's just like, I know other men have to share this feeling.
Well, I know personally I felt that. I felt that from a pretty young age. And it was a big weight. And I'm kind of like, just you saying that is bringing back the memory. I just now am recalling having that feeling, and interestingly enough, I don't feel that weight right now.
That's good. Growth.
Yeah.
It's the fact that you had to find it, you know what I mean? Like, I'm sorry, I had to make you lower your vibration for a quick moment just to find that shit, because you were so up here.
No, I'm glad. It gave me some contrast, but there's probably like, there's a lesson there for me too, right? Which is like, what is it? I don't have it all figured out. For me to say that would be fucking foolishness. But I've figured out how to operate within this realm that I haven't figured out.
Right.
I have to operate with certain principles and values and frames that support me. And if it's debilitating me, like beating myself up for not doing the shit that I hate doing because everyone else in culture and society has reinforced that this is what I should do, and I bought it, right? It's not their fault, like I bought it.
Right.
Not anyone's fault, right? It just is, it's the nature of the simulation, this realm, this world we find ourselves in. But yeah, so that's it, right? I haven't figured it out, but I figured out certain things thus far,
sure,
which give me the peace of mind to operate in this space and feel like I have autonomy and sovereignty at shaping my life in a way that brings me joy and helps others.
Sure.
Both. And creates thriving.
I'd say for me personally, I'm on that path, but I still got a lot of work, because I cannot get out of my own complex sometimes of needing to figure it all out. Like, I just cannot get out of that, and I don't know what to do about it.
I mean, I'm discovering more and more always. It ebbs and flows, but there's that trajectory of discovery. So the understanding deepens, but then again, it's like the deeper you go, the deeper it gets.
Sure.
And I'm fine with that because I love the discovery process. But something that helped me is just that ability to let go of needing to figure it out, at least for the moment.
Right, sure.
And we were just talking about that
Yep.
before we started rolling, which is really funny, and you brought it up.
Yep, but that's a new skill that I've been obtaining. You know what I mean? Like, just realizing that the way that I feel when I think about this thing is not good. It's like I'm not gonna get anywhere from here, so I'll just go somewhere else. I just go. It's as simple as that. Like, it's not me avoiding it. It's me realizing that if I stay here, something bad's gonna happen. I've done this before. I've
Just
been here
keep
before.
trying to push, force. Yeah.
I can't get anywhere else from this amount of frustration or whatever I'm feeling in the moment. It's gonna make me do something drastic.
And then life's gonna put you on a timeout. And then now you have to listen. And sometimes people still don't listen.
Yes.
Myself included at times. But yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I'm learning to not be such a control freak. It's hard because I have this belief system that I'm all alone and I'm all by myself. You know, my parents are dead. I'm in the middle of this ocean and I'm just like surviving and figuring it all out by myself. And it's like, it's not like that. It just feels like that sometimes. But I have, like, you included, tons of friends, tons of resources. Like, I'm not alone. Like, it's not that, but it feels like that. And sometimes I act off of that and it makes my life miserable. But I'm getting past it. I'm still there a little bit though. You know what I mean? I'm like we were saying. Remember I was saying one or the other is better. 1 foot in and 1 foot out actually is more uncomfortable. That's where I'm at right now.
Yeah. Well, I've seen some intense and amazing growth in you as well. And it always inspires me or makes me feel good to hear you share about the current shit that you're struggling with, because I contrast it with some of the challenges that you had in the past.
Yes, I will say I'm not dealing with half of the shit that I was dealing with in the past. Like, it's just I find so much joy in things now. I don't hold on to things. I don't take things as seriously for so long. Like, I find that joy has to be the most important thing before anything. No matter what the fuck they tell you, they're gonna try to guilt trip you into caring about all of this shit. And it don't fucking matter. It never does, and it never will. Not your joy. They're gonna tell you, oh well, 30,000 people died in this country. You should be sad. They're gonna tell you, well, these group of people can't get what they want because of this one person. You should be pissed. They're just gonna keep telling, and then anytime you try to say, well, I just rather be happy, they're gonna dig deeper. Oh, you're a piece of shit. You don't care about people. You don't care about yourself. You're a narcissist. If I have to choose between caring about things that I can't control or being a narcissist, I'm sorry to say, I'm choosing narcissist.
Well, I can pick up from how good of a job you are doing of acting these energies out, which side has the problem with narcissism. It's very clear. Yeah. I think we'll leave it at that.